In the Mirestate, even in the midst of chaos, there are those who seek order. In a wasteland ruled by violence, a faint flame of law still flickers. Survivor's Market. This place is one of those lights. Here, the powerless trade goods, travelers tend to wounds, and words are exchanged instead of bullets. For those fighting to survive, it offers a moment to feel human again. It may look like disorder, but perhaps this is what hope looks like.
Time for a little correction moment. A couple broadcasts ago, I goofed a little. I called us WUMD, bold and proud. And guess what? Brian rolled with it like it was gospel. But hey, the truth is, it's WMUD. Wild, mysterious, and undeniably domino. That's our station, honey. Got it wrong? Well, maybe that's just our style, huh? Hope you'll forgive us, darling. By the way, WMUD, ever wonder what it stands for? Thought it was weapons of mass, domino? Nope, not quite sugar. It actually means, welcome to the Mirestate United Dwellers. Even in this rubble-strewn apocalypse, sometimes words and music are all we've got. So don't forget the name of this little haven, WMUD Radio. Domino Sweets always here. Keeping it warm for you, baby. Welcome to the Mirestate. Here, hope and despair walk the same streets. Who's a friend and who's a foe? That depends on the day. But hey, don't worry, I'll be your guide. Let's start with the heart of the city. Merchants, wanderers, troublemakers, they all gather here. Welcome to the Survivor's Market. But it's not just goods that keep this city running. After the gunfire fades, what we need is law and order. And that last bastion is the new Sunrise City Hall. Well then, it's my turn. Take a good look at this fine building. In the heart of the wasteland, something this grand still standing, that's nothing short of a miracle. This place, New Sunrise Town Hall, is packed with hope, paperwork, and just a dash of nosiness. Need a document? Want to call yourself a traveler? Thinking of starting something local? Then go ahead, knock on that door. Whether you're met with a smile, well, that depends on who's on duty that day. She's not your typical mayor, no pearl necklace, no photo ops with handshakes and smiles. She used to lead a mercenary crew, the kind who didn't need reasons to kill. That was the lesson she learned. To keep New Sunrise alive, she'll let people die. Under the name of law and order, some nights end with screams vanishing in the alleyways. She calls it a choice. I want to build a safe town. She means it. No lie in her words. But what she wants isn't everyone's happiness. It's order, control, a world that moves according to plan. For those who won't fall in line, there's always cleansing. Still, you can't judge her too quickly. Out here, who the hell knows what's right anymore? Valeria Hart, the queen behind New Sunrise. She keeps this town alive, with a will of steel and blood on her hands. And down in the basement of City Hall, there's a man buried in paperwork, same as always. Name's Darius Vale. They call him Chief Administrator, but truth is, he's the watcher of New Sunrise. His eyes track everything. Kids on the street, generator runtimes, whispered arguments in dark hallways. Order requires no exceptions, he says. Translation, he suspects everyone. He doesn't talk much, but oh, the stories talk for him. Some say he was once in the same mercenary crew as Valeria. Others say he learned to kill without blinking, left his emotions behind in some cold, burned-out battlefield. There's even a joke that he keeps his feelings filed away in folders. One for rage, one for sorrow, one labeled "Not Today." But the more you see of this town's guts and gears, the more you understand. He's the necessary evil. Before the riot starts, he's already watching. Before the traitor moves, he's already deleted. Quiet, precise, and always listening. His reports fuel Valeria's decisions. He tunes the city's heartbeat from the shadows, like a silent metronome ticking beneath the surface. See, there ain't no justice here, but a system that functions? Yeah, he makes damn sure of that. Darius Vale. He won't tell you a thing, but he already knows everything about you. You want to know who keeps New Sunrise from falling apart? These ladies do. Tough, sharp, and twice as smart as most folks around here. They don't just take orders, they make them. And if you think that walkie-talkie's just for show, try stepping out of line. Meet the peacekeepers of New Sunrise. They walk the fine line between law and survival, and they do it with loaded mags and tired eyes. These ain't your average rent-a-cops. Every patch tells a story, and most of them end in gunfire. These aren't just guards, they're the line between order and chaos, heavily armed, battle-tested, and dead silent behind those masks. When trouble brews in the Mirestate, these folks don't ask questions, they act. You better hope they're on your side, or pray you never see them coming. This is where rubble and desire cross paths. The survivor's market, looking for bullets, or maybe some shady canned meat, gossip, moonshine, or maybe fate itself. Travelers with rifles, old ladies rummaging through rags, smirking kids lurking in the alleys, and dogs that seem smarter than most folks. And organized chaos pulses through the heart of this town. So what are you buying, stranger? This is the loudest damn shop in the survivor's market. Welcome to the Crusher Arms. Looking for toys. If it doesn't shoot, it doesn't count. From everyday guns to outdated power armor parts, you'll find the firepower you need right here. The owner, Braden Mace, ex-mercenary, current gunpowder junkie. They used to call him Crusher for how he handled enemies. Now he crushes deals and tightens bolts. Love guns? Step inside. Hate guns? You might end up needing one anyway. Don't let that pretty face fool you. This is Carla Mace, nicknamed Breaker Baby, one of the key staff at Crusher Arms. And yeah, the little sister of that Barden Crusher Mace. She's the kind who can sweet talk a gun into working again and break your heart with a wrench in the same breath. Funny thing is, she's probably the only one who can call out her big bro without getting flattened. But don't get too cozy. Behind that smile, there's steel. Real steel. The kind that survives out here. Camilla, come on, you know her. Ex-raider, wrench in hand, all business. I introduced her before, and I bet the gossip already reached you. So let's get to it. This is Camilla's recovery shack. Explosives, scrap, tools, quick fix parts. It's where destruction and repair sit side by side. Build it, break it, booby trap it. As long as you can put it back together, you're gonna love this place. Just like the sign says, this is dog eat dog, eat or be eaten. Shelves full of canned goods. The fridge, let's just say it's got meat. And don't ask what kind. Hanging slabs, dried strips, bones on the floor. The smell's sharp, the source unclear. But out here, it's all about nutrition and shelf life. Mercer, the butcher, looks rough. And yeah, he is. But he's good to decent folks. And watching him share a quiet moment with Fenrir, well, it makes the world feel a little less cruel, as long as you behave. When the sun beats down on the wasteland, but you still care about style and function, this is the place. Sun's Edge Outfitters. Rags flutter in the breeze. Jackets hang on hooks. Reinforced vests, modified gear. It's all right here. Stitching, remaking, repairing. This shop brings clothes back to life. In the back stands Raina Vaughn, better known as Sun Mama. Once a scaver, now the sharp-eyed matron of the market. Tough, fair, and wicked good with a needle. Beside her is Tiana Kane, a former vault techie, who's now the shop's multitasking heart. Precise, polite, maybe a bit quirky, but always dependable. If you're dressing to survive the wastes, this is where you start. All right, next up, this little booth right here. It's called the Free Speech Stand, and yeah, it lives up to the name. People say whatever they want here. Surprisingly, it's kind of a hot spot. Wanna know why? Because of the girl and her robot. Jillian Cross, goes by Jill, blonde, sharp as a razor, and just awkward enough to make her charming. She's a tech head through and through, can turn a pile of junk into something wild before you can blink. And that bot? That's Say3, not a Protectron, not an Assaultron. He's Jill's custom build, one of a kind, with a whole lot of attitude. Listen to the two of them talk, and your circuits will fry from secondhand snark. But the coffee's hot, the custom tools are legit, and the regulars, they keep coming back. She may grumble, and he may sass you to death. But when it comes to skill, they're the real deal.
Welcome to the Free Speech Stand. Today's topic is money. Yes, believe it or not, cash still matters after the end of the world. First up, the classic bottle caps. Yup, those iconic soda tops. In some parts of the wasteland, people still trade using these. Isn't that wild? But here in the Mirestate, there's another currency taking the lead. It's called the Mire chip. A bit more high-tech, a lot more sleek. Used by the military and big factions alike, it's the trusted digital standard. So tell me, what's in your wallet? Bottle caps, Mire chips, or absolutely nothing?
Well, tonight's destination is the shadow capital of the Mirestate, if you will. Its name, Last Lick, a weathered sign, blunt neon lights. Step inside and it's game over. Everyone starts dancing. Looks like just a fancy nightclub? Ha, think again. This is where music, desire, and danger collide in the wasteland's most decadent playground. Step right in. This is the heart of Last Lick, the legendary Grand Hall. Take one step inside and the sound punches you in the gut. Jazz, blues, rock, nah, it's beyond labels. This is the rhythm of the wasteland's heartbeat. They say it used to be a church. Now, it's filled with prayers made of liquor and hymns sung in desire. Glass clinks, laughter, shouts, gunshots, all mixed into a smoky haze, stirred just right, and bam, you've got yourself a Last Lick night. Anyone dancing here is running from something or chasing something. Maybe a job, maybe a kiss, maybe a new enemy. Just remember, around here, style is worth more than manners. If you can't catch the rhythm, you might not make it out in one piece. Now take a good look. This is what they call a night of frenzy at the Last Lick. Men and women, dreams and despair, all tangled up in one wild dance. The drunks laugh, the crybabies kiss, and even the killers find time to groove. The band on stage is breathing fire, while heels and heartbeats clash down on the floor. It might be someone's last night, or the first spark of something new. Either way, the music never stops, not till the break of dawn. Perched above the chaos, the VIP room watches everything. A sanctuary for the tight-lipped and deep-pocketed. Ghosts of old-world power, gangland kings, wandering tycoons, or maybe just a quiet soul seeking refuge with a drink in hand. Velvet sofas, polished wood tables. Even the music sounds more refined up here. But don't be fooled. Behind every smile in this room, there's always another face, waiting. If you want to speak in whispers, this is the place. Deep in the back of Last Lick, only the chosen get through that door. Deals between devils, trades of cash and secrets, and sometimes confessions of love or vows of betrayal. The music fades. The air turns thick. One word in here might spill blood by morning, but in this room, words don't matter. It's the temperature of silence that counts. Out front, they're raising glasses and grinning. Back here, it's sweat, fire, and the stench of ambition. This is where the stills roar and the real business brews. Not just booze, but coin and control. What gets bottled ain't just liquor, it's desire, betrayal, sometimes a life. Who wrote the recipe? Beats me. Around here, it's polite to forget after the first sip. Just know this, if you drink it, you're tasting something you can't ever walk back from. Down here, cheers and bones break in equal measure. No rules, no mercy, just blood, fists, and a crowd hungry for ruin. They come to gamble, to fight, to forget. Some never leave, some don't want to. Every match is a story, a grudge, a promise, a last chance. And every floorboard soaked in what's left of those stories. You don't come here to win, you come to survive or to vanish. These aren't just hired guns. They're ex-soldiers, raiders gone too far, hitmen, bounty hunters, a melting pot of folks who've seen and done too much. Here, brute strength isn't enough. Only those who can read a room and pull the trigger without blinking get to stay. That's why nobody starts trouble in this place. Pick a fight and you'll be sent downstairs to the cage where it belongs. As long as they're standing watch, the nights at Last Lick keep on rolling. Fun, quiet, and safe, relatively speaking. And here she is, the queen of shadows behind this empire of booze and bullets, Shay Valentine. Once a mercenary feared across the wastes, now the silent ruler of this den through strength and homebrewed firewater. Beside her stands Doug Hammer Blake, a walking wall of muscle and menace. A man who ends trouble before it starts without saying a word. When these two stand together, even chaos knows its place. This may be a lawless world, but in front of them, even the worst of us remembers our manners. When you step up to her bar, you'd better come with a drink in hand and nerves of steel. Shay Valentine, known as Breaker, owner of the Last Lick, and once a merc who cracked skulls for a living. Word is, she took down a gang boss barehanded. Her abs are sculpted, her stare, razor sharp. She doesn't need many words to own the room. Funny thing though, her moonshine, it's got a soft side, like she's distilling her pain, one bottle at a time. All right, time to wrap things up, but before we go, let me introduce the ace up this club's sleeve. His name, Doug Hammer Blake, a living legend of the underground ring, undefeated for 10 straight years. They say he crushed a man's skull barehanded. The crowd didn't cheer. They roared, "Hammer!" Nearly 2 meters tall, built like a tank. Bald head, scarred face, and a glare that shuts down most trouble before it starts. These days, he's the Last Lick's guardian angel, with iron fists. From guarding VIPs to managing cage fights to bouncing rowdy drunks, he handles it all. In short, he's Shay's right hand. No, he is her fist. Want to hear something funny though? For all that brute force, he's terrified of dogs. The moment he spots Fenrir, he veers off like a kitten in a thunderstorm. Adorable, really. So there you have it. Welcome to the Last Lick, where liquor, music, and mayhem mix just right. Catch you later, wasteland traveler. The next round's on you. And all right, sugar, that's a wrap for today. If I brought a little sunshine to your dusty day, then my job's done. To close out the night, I've got a song for you, a promise whispered at dusk, remember? This is Promise at Dusk. Lean in close and let it play.
You'll walk into the haze, a silhouette in the dying rays. The sky was bleeding, red and white. You turned once, but didn't cry. We said we'd meet where the river bends after the war, after the end. But time's a thief and roads decay, I kept the vow, but you lost your way. Promise at sundown, whispers on the wind. Your name still echoes from where we began. If ashes can bloom, if ghosts can dream, I'll find you again by the twilight stream. And I passed the place we carved our names, faded letters in rusted chains. The world forgets, but I hold tight to that last look in fading light. Promise at sundown, whispers on the wind. Your name still echoes from where we began. If ashes can bloom, if ghosts can dream, I'll find you again by the twilight stream.